Hello, I'm Lihao. Welcome back to our SvelteKit series. So today will be the first video. We are going to get our hands dirty. We're going to initialize, we're going to create our first SvelteKit project. So let's take a look how we can do that. If you come over to the SvelteKit documentation, the website, it's at kit.svelte.dev. You'll come over to this page where it basically tells you how good and amazing SvelteKit is. It's fast, it's fun, and it's flexible. And of course, if you scroll down here, you'll see the terminal on actually telling you how to create a new SvelteKit app. It's called, you run in this command, npm create svelte add latest, and then the name of the application. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to come over to my terminal, and I'm going to create our first SvelteKit application. First of all, if this is your first time developing a JavaScript application in your computer, then the thing that you need to install in order to use SvelteKit is Node.js. Basically, this is a JavaScript runtime, which means an engine that allows you to run JavaScript in your terminal. You have to install this. SvelteKit depends on at least Node.js version of 18, which should be okay because the latest long-term support version of Node.js currently is 20. Prior to version 18, other versions like 16, 17, they are now currently unmaintained and you wouldn't get any new security updates. So make sure that you have Node.js at least version of 18 installed in your computer. And with that, it should usually come together, install this command called npm, which we're going to use to run in our terminal to create our SvelteKit app. Right, so if you set up everything correctly, and I'm going to type in the name of the project that we are going to create, and I hit enter. And now it asks me whether to proceed. I'm going to say yes by typing in Y and hit enter. And now npm will pull the code for the SvelteKit and then run it, right? So now in the starter, it asks me whether I would want what kind of application that I would want to install to set up, right? So which template that I want to set up, right? So I can go for a demo app which has most of the things there, that has the demo of most features, which we're gonna do. If you want to start a blank project, then probably you will want to go for a skeleton project. Or if you want to using SvelteKit to create a Svelte library, then maybe you will want to go for a library project because that has basic setup for optimizing for that. Let's go for a SvelteKit demo app. And would you want to type checking with TypeScript? So this one, it's up to you. I'm going for TypeScript right now. And then additional options, whether any of this. For now, I'm going to skip everything. I'm not say anything. And then that's it. The SvelteKit starter now creates this project where I am in my terminal. Now I can go to the folder that I just created called the My App. And I'm run this command called npm install, basically to install all the dependencies that is needed for my SvelteKit project. Yo! I recently published a book on Svelte called Real World Svelte. It contains various knowledge about Svelte, including Svelte context, Svelte actions, stores, and transitions. If you're interested about this book, you can get it on Amazon, and I've put the link in the description. Go get it! So once everything is installed, you can following the next step, which is the git init, git add. This step is actually optional. Basically, it's saying whether you want to use Git as a source code management to manage your project. For now, I'm going to skip this step. And next thing is going to run the npm run dev open. It should be able to start your SvelteKit project and launch your SvelteKit application in the browser window. Before I run that, let me open up this folder with my editor called VS Code. So I have set up a command called code in my terminal so that I can use this code command to open up my VS Code. If you don't have it, it's okay. You can also just open VS Code directly and open a project. If you want to set it up, let me quickly show you how you can do it. You come to your project and you go for Control Shift P to open up the command palette, and you say add the code, install code command in path, right? So once you hit that, it will install that code command in your terminal, and the next time you can use the code command to start a project. So here is the setup, the SvelteKit initializer setup for me, all the code that is here. And now if I go back to my terminal and run the npm run dev open, it will open this application, right? It's snappy, it's fast. You can see that immediately. You can see everything over here. You can navigate around. Okay, so this is your SvelteKit application. And it says that you can try editing this file, right? So this file is in source routes page.svelte. We'll try to edit this file. For example, if I try to make some changes, hello, and I save this, immediately you can see that this page is updated immediately. The content is now synchronized because you run this as a local development server. It spins this up, it has hot module reloading. What it means is that it will quickly update the content of this file without refreshing the whole page. So as you can see that this component itself is the one that you see on the screen right now. So let me go through with the folder structures a bit to get you familiarized with the SvelteKit project. Before I move on, if you are curious about how do I get the syntax highlighting for my Svelte component in my VS Code editor, I highly recommend you to install this VS Code extension. You can go to the extensions tab and search for Svelte. You can find this one, Svelte for VS Code. You see that there is a blue badge, and that's because it is maintained by the Svelte core team. So this is Svelte for VS Code. It is the perfect VS Code extension for your perfect experience in writing Svelte code in VS Code. Right? It provides syntax highlighting as well as a lot of code suggestions, code hinting, and a lot of useful quick actions that can be applied for your Svelte module. Right? So I highly recommend you to install these VS Code extensions. Anyway, if you collapse everything, you see in your top level, you have node modules. This folder is where all your dependencies of your SvelteKit project will be installed into. And the source folder is basically all the source codes that you will that we will be working with in your SvelteKit project. And there's another folder called static. Right? So static is actually where it's a file that will be served from that will serve directly without making any changes. Right? What it means is that, for example, if I'm going to localhost /robots.txt, then I'm getting this content immediately directly without SvelteKit processing it, right? In some sense, right? There's no processing. You just anything you see will be immediately available for you. So you can add more new files over here. Like say a.text. I say hello. Save this one. We'll come here, and then this is you get the idea. Okay. So let's go back here. And so this is the static folder, and this is the source folder. And then moving on, what we have is some of the configuration files, right? So git ignored, it's basically for your git. npm rc is for npm configurations. And then you have some package JSON. This is the configuration for your project to know like what are the dependencies that will be installed and what are the scripts. And as you can see in the scripts, right, in the development, build, preview, all these scripts relies on Vite, which is the next generation module bundlers. As you can see, SvelteKit relies on Vite to build and develop your application. And as a result of that, we also can see the Vite configurations over here called vite.config.ts. This file is how you can configure for Vite. And we will have one plugin, which is the SvelteKit plugin. And that's the one that powers the entire application. So for SvelteKit, to configure SvelteKit, you will have the svelte.config.js, which is a file for you to configure for your Svelte application. And so here we have some pre-built options already inside this configuration file. Okay, so we'll explore this later on what are the available options and what do they do and things like that. So now you roughly understand the folder structures over here. Let's dive a little bit into the source folder, because before we end this video, so in the source folder we have basically three different files, two folders and one file, right? One is a lib folder. So this lib folder is where you can put all your modules in. Svelte will provide a shortcut for you to import any folders from the lib folder directly. And the routes folder, which we'll explain later on in the future videos in this series, the routes folder will be where you keep all the routes for your application, right? Because we are building an application which will have different URL, like in the home, about page, the Svelte page. So different URL are considered as different routes, and you can configure different routes in the routes folder. Okay, so we'll explore that in the future video. And lastly, we have the app.html file. So this file is the template that you get for your SvelteKit application. Okay, so this file is templates, and for every time when a user visits your page, right? Like for example, if I view this page source, view page source, this source depends on this as a template. So whatever is in the head and whatever is the body is based on your routes. Okay, so if I, for example, come over here and make changes, something like this, and then maybe add something like body, and say haha, save it like this. If I try to refresh this page, okay, sorry, I need to keep the SvelteKit head and SvelteKit body, not so that it doesn't, so that the SvelteKit will continue to work. Let me add this too over here like this. As you can see now, the source of this page is now looks like this, right? So this is the template for all your pages, right? If I go to a different page, then you will see that, yeah, this all of this, the head, what is supposed to go to the head and what is supposed to go to the body will be inside this div, right? So this is the replacement of the body and the head. So that's roughly about the folder structure. And of course, I probably missed out one very important and actually not that important folder, which is the .SvelteKit folder. So this folder is actually generated by SvelteKit. You can always delete this folder and the contents of it will regenerate. But this folder, the contents of this folder, it's like the generated content from SvelteKit that it will pass it to vids to run out this whole application. So if you really run into something wrong, you delete this folder, it will regenerate, don't worry. And of course, which means that you shouldn't come into this folder and make changes, because they are generated content from SvelteKit, so you shouldn't be touching them, right? So that's all about a quick tour about the SvelteKit project. So hopefully you know how to set up. You install the dependencies like the node 18, and then you install SvelteKit and run the npm create svelte add latest to start to create your first SvelteKit project. And I've toured through the folder structure, and I can't wait to in the next video to show you how we can create our first routes in SvelteKit. So see ya in the next video. Bye bye. I will be doing my first in-person workshop in London about Svelte and SvelteKit this year, 4th of April 2024. We will be building a photo album app using SvelteKit and Cloudinary. Tickets are selling fast, and I will see you there.